Are you looking for 10 best places to visit with inside the world? The International is packed with this type of huge sort of brilliant locations and delightful locations to go to. It could be tough to assemble a listing of the satisfactory ones, thinking approximately a vacationer who, for something reason, has in no way set foot outdoor his or her domestic city and which will be the first locations they could go to. The listing of the International satisfactory locations to go to has to encompass incredible cities like New York, Paris, London, and so on. Every of that's packed with a mess of person websites or must-see locations to go to. The listing additionally consists of particular websites, monuments, and locations, every additionally worth of a go-to of their personal right. For greater thoughts on in which to head and what to look, study our listing of the pinnacle locations to go to with inside the International. 10 best places to visit with inside the world. 1. Machu Picchu, Peru. Located excessive with inside the Andes Mountains of Peru, Machu Picchu is now believed to have been a sacred royal retreat for the Incan rulers, built with inside the 15th century AD, and deserted much less than 100 years later. The far-off webpage maintains to amaze with its flawlessly joined, mortarless, difficult stonework. Huge multi-ton blocks of stone are flawlessly joined with every different, without the usage of mortar or cement. The adventure to Machu Picchu commonly begins off evolved with inside the mountain metropolis of Cusco, which turned into the capital metropolis of the Inca Empire. Cusco is a captivating vicinity to discover. Make sure to spend some days there earlier than or after your Machu Picchu adventure. It's viable to hike the Inca Trail from Cusco to Machu Picchu. The complete hike takes 5 days, however you could additionally begin nearer and do a 1 or 3 day hike alongside the trail. Most human beings take the Educate from Cusco, which takes approximately 3.5 hours. Machu Picchu has taken steps to keep away from over-tourism and has restricted the quantity of site visitors to the web page every day. All site visitors want to allow previous to visiting. They are without difficulty to be had from the Peruvian Ministry of Culture reservation web page as much as 4 months in advance. Many websites, hoping to promote tours, do now no longer percentage this information. 2. The Grand Canyon, Arizona. This great site, one of the 7 herbal wonders of the International, is with inside the U.S. country of Arizona. It's one of these stunning locations for which snapshots or videos simply do not do it justice. Its sheer length and scope is difficult to comprehend. With geology shaped over the last billion years, the 277-mile lengthy canyon itself is thought to have began out round 5 to 6 million years ago. It turned into shape through the waft of the Colorado River, which nonetheless flows through it and maintains to erode the geology alongside its course. The Grand Canyon is as much as 18 miles huge in locations and as much as a mile deep. Imagine status at the edge, searching down a sheer rock wall nearly a mile to the river below. Most site visitors come to the place known as the South Rim. This is in which some of marvelous trekking trails into the Grand Canyon start, and incredible overlooks are unfold alongside the Rim Road, referred to as Desert View Drive. A variety of resorts are to be had right here and nearby, from tents to a country luxurious canyon aspect constructed from logs. A few resorts also are discovered at the far-off North Rim. Many site visitors get right of entry to the canyon through the ancient Grand Canyon Railway, which runs from the city of Williams, Arizona. The 64-mile rail line offers a wonderful manner to get to the canyon with meals and stays on board. For folks who favor to power, see our articles on using north from Phoenix to the Grand Canyon or using from Las Vegas to the Grand Canyon. 3. Rome, Italy. The Eternal City is greater like a massive, dwelling museum. Visitors are immersed in and surrounded through hundreds of years of records. It's an exceptionally compact metropolis, and a 3-day itinerary receives you to the minimal quantity of must-see locations. These must-see websites for any traveler encompass the Colosseum and adjoining Roman Forum, the Pantheon, and Vatican City, a separate of with inside the center of significant Rome. Take a while to discover the outskirts of Rome. 2. Consider a hike alongside a tomb-coated segment of the Appian Way, the historical Roman superhighway, and a go to one of the aqueduct ruins outdoor the metropolis. If you sense like hitting the seashore, in any case you're exploring, Rome has a brilliant collection of seashore cities only a brief power away at the Lazio coast. Escape the heat, hustle, and bustle of the metropolis to wash with inside the cool waters of the Tyrrhenian Sea. 4. Maui, Hawaii. This Hawaiian island gives a huge variety of stories for site visitors. You can surf, revel in a meal at the seashore at a 5 famous person luxurious inn in Wailea, experience a horse throughout a dormant volcano in Halakala National Park, or hike through a rainforest with inside the West Maui Mountains. The herbal surroundings is amazing. It is certainly one of the maximum stunning islands with inside the International. When it involves accommodation, there's something for everybody right here, from rustic hippie bungalow mattress and breakfast to 5 famous person luxurious inn hotels. Wailea has all of the luxurious resorts. It is just like the beachfront Beverly Hills of Maui. If you are staying right here, make sure to undertaking out and spend a while in Kihei, in which the locals hold out. 5. Masai Mara, Kenya. Kenya's Masai Mara is a great bio-numerous place and a famous safari vacation spot. It's impossibility to look the large 5 animals: lion, leopard, rhinoceros, elephant, and Cape buffalo all at some point of one ride, or, in case you are lucky, at some point of one afternoon. The covered Masai Mara National Reserve Park place is big, over 1,500 rectangular kilometers of specifically grassland, extending all of the manor to the Serengeti Simple of Tanzania. The famous instances to go to are at some point of the twice every year migrations, the principal one being in July and August. Over 1 million wildebeest and different animals move the place in big companies to head from one feeding place to some other. Most site visitors fly into Nairobi, then take a small bush aircraft to the Mara. 6. New Zealand. With its pudding herbal beauty, pleasant citizens, and current reputation because of its use because the filming place for the Lord of the Rings films, this island country is one of the International's incredible locations to go to. The biodiversity right here is amazing. It is believed New Zealand turned into one of the remaining locations on Earth to have human inhabitants. Start your go-to off in Auckland. With its way of life, records, and museums, spend a while at the water and on the seashore. Waitemata Harbor has beaches at the site of quite a number cruising and boating sports. Visit the Rotorua place to find out about and revel in indigenous Maori way of life, and head to Queenstown to revel in the Usavae's huge variety of out-of-doors severe motion sports. Remember, that is in which bungee leaping turned into invented. 7. Istanbul, Turkey. Turkey's capital metropolis is some other vacation spot that gives an incredible blend of way of life, meals, and records. There are hundreds of years of records right here, beginning with ancient Greeks and ancient Romans and main up through the Ottoman Empire. There's a mixture of the brand new and the undying right here in contrast to everywhere else. You can spend the day buying and the nighttime at a brilliant eating place consuming incredible Turkish meals and dancing to Turkish song. Then rise with inside the morning to the sound of the ezan, or morning Islamic name to prayer. It echoes throughout the rooftops as it is broadcast from loudspeakers set atop the minarets of the metropolis's mosques. Istanbul has exquisite public transit. Because of this, that it is clean to get round. And discover all of the principal websites and monuments. Must-see locations encompass the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, and Topkapi Palace. 8. Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Located simply outdoor the Cambodian metropolis of Siem Reap, Angkor Wat is the biggest non-secular webpage with inside the International. It turned into created in the beginning as a Hindu temple and mausoleum for the Khmer ruler with inside the earlier part of the 12th century and turned into transformed to a Buddhist temple on the give up of the 12th century. Just a part of a full-size historical metropolis. Angkor Wat is the temple place. Angkor Thom turned into the metropolis and palace place. There are masses of different break websites with inside the place, all a part of the historical capital of Angkor, Siem Reap, and its temples and ruins at the moment are very without difficulty on hand through each day flights from Hong Kong and different big Asian cities. Accommodations variety from less expensive guest houses to lavish luxurious resorts with the whole thing in between. 9. London, England. This ancient old English metropolis is some other vacation spot simply packed with great locations to go to. A ride to London is an impossibility to go to iconic locations just like the Tower Bridge, Buckingham Palace, and the Tower of London. Take gain of the metropolis being a cultural middle as properly through seeing a West End theater display or looking a musical overall performance on the Royal Albert Hall. Modern London is likewise a metropolis of excellent dining, luxurious hotels, and international magnificence buying. Don't pass over the museums. The significant British Museum is unfastened and generally pretty crowded. Make time to go to the Wallace Collection, an unfastened museum on Oxford Street. It has one of the International's finest collections of furnishings and porcelain at the site of a few crucial old master paintings. 10. Manhattan, New York. One of the 5 boroughs of New York City, Manhattan is truly an island. bordered through the East River and the Hudson. This island is a piece much less than 23 rectangular miles and is domestic to nearly a million residents. Add with inside the each-day inflow of workers, and the island automatically holds near 4 million human beings. No different metropolis with inside the international gives the frenetic strength of New York City. It's packed with the international's satisfactory buying and dining at the site of great museums. Manhattan additionally has a massive and experienced heart, Central Park. No depend the season, it offers a playground for the metropolis's residents, providing quite a number of sports from museums to a zoo. There's additionally a whole lot of inexperienced area in which you could play and relax at the sight of miles of running, biking, and skating trails. You also can revel in masses of factors to do in iciness in NYC, from skating and sipping warm chocolate to buying and Broadway shows.